I got a good feeling about this haul right here. The spidey sense is kind of tingling a little bit about these three fragrances. What's going on, YouTube fragrance family? Welcome to another unboxing first impressions on my channel. The past two have been successful. You guys have been tuning in. You want to hear my take on things that come in. So why not do these videos? So here we are. We got three fragrances in front of me here. Not unsniffed. So there is a few here that I've smelt before during my journey. Nothing new release here or anything like that. Now, before I get into the unboxing or first impression on any of these fragrances, I want to thank my partner, FragranceX.com. All three of these are in stock at FragranceX. You can utilize my code ROBES08 and get a sweet 15% off on any of these fragrances if they seem interesting to you. Let's get into it. So I got the candle, I got the Starbucks, and I got the three fragrances, one niche, two designer. This is the way I like it. I like to switch things up a little bit or have a little bit of a different takes here, especially mix it up with niche and designer fragrances. So all of these have been on my radar, some more than others. Some have been recent releases on Fragrance X, so I snatched them up, most notably these two suckers right here. So let's get into it. So first of all, the Oud Stars, I'm going to wait till the end to let you guys know which one it is. But let's start it off with this one right here. This is the cheapest of the bunch. I think I paid, with my coupon code, $80 Canadian. I just did a fragrance review on Bulgari Man in Black. Decent release. Nothing that I would jump up and start saying this is the best designer fragrance of all time. No, they stepped away from their usual. Bulgari is really known for, in the men's aisle, and maybe this is correct in the women's aisle, but a lot of their fragrances are very soft, easy to wear, mostly for spring, summer days, fall. Nothing that dark. Man in Black has been really one of their fragrances that's been a little darker. I really didn't have my eye on that one. I really had my eye on this one, the Black Orient. When this one was released, I was like, I need this. The note breakdown, it just screams me. Now, this is a fragrance that I have not smelt. That's different from these two. I have smelt these fragrances before. This one is a parfum. So let's open her up and let's see what I get from it. Again, Man was decent, not great. So I'm hoping this gives me more. Some reviews have said that Bulgari Man is a thicker or denser fragrance. You'd think the Orient would be the thicker one, but we'll see. These bottles are absolutely gorgeous. This is the Man, Bulgari Man in Black isn't the big bottle with the sweet atomizer, in this with the rose gold. These are beautiful. They did their thing with these bottles. So I can't wait to sniff this one. I'm assuming some spices here. I believe the nose behind this one is Morales, Alberto Morales, that did Man in Black. So it's nice to have the Parfumé come back. And they also have a cologne version of this one. I kind of skipped that one. Rum is basically the standard note in these fragrances. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this one has it too. And this one has a lot of florals, but the oud and leather in the backbone is what I'm really expecting. And these are things that I may have to experience once it gets on my skin. So yes, as usual, these go on pieces of paper here in these first impressions. So Bulgari Man in Black Orient, very much built like its older brother. Very much dark, oriental, warm. Some spice here. It's a nighttime fragrance, as the other one has. It's very much now the original Man in Black is very much something that I've tested quite a bit. Of course, I just recently reviewed it. This really reminds me of it. It doesn't step too far away from the original, which is okay. right now, early ratings, 8 out of 10, maybe pushing it 9 out of 10, depending what it does on my skin. But on this, being honest, high 8, 9, good release, great. I was hoping for something darker. Cardamom, rum. Okay, that's it. I don't want to make this video run any longer than it has to be. Next is from the House of Armani. Myself and Armani really don't mix too much. I'm not a huge fan of their fragrances. This is from the Emporio Armani line, so it's not Giorgio Armani, it's Emporio Armani, which is most of their fragrances is those in the men's aisle. It makes me remind me of those plastic bottles that look like Axe bottles. So Emporio Armani. This one, I'm trying to remember if it had a hype train on. I think it did. Either way. I've smelt this now on a piece of paper just like this. Wife was at Sephora at a town near me. We don't have a Sephora in my hometown. And I tested out 3 fragrances on piece of paper and brought them home. I tested out... I'm trying to remember. Armani, Eau de Nuit, Oud, this Armani, and Tom Ford Noir Anthracite. So those were the 3 fragrances, and all of them were good. They're all good. Actually, the Eau de Nuit is probably the best out of the 3, but it really blew my socks off. So this one right here, if I remember correctly, it was sweet. But it was warming too. And I like warming sweet fragrances. You guys know my taste. Sweet bubblegummy fragrances. You know, this new rage of aquatic bubblegummy sweet stuff. I can't stand it. You know, Invictus lovers, stand up because I hate you. I know. Everybody's got their own taste. But talking about Invictus Aqua, I finally smelt that stuff and it's atrocious. But this one, Stronger With You, this was released with a woman counterpart called Because It's You. So Stronger With You. This one was pricey on fragrance. It was like $120 Canadian with my coupon code. So it wasn't cheap. And the new releases and the Armanis, they're always super expensive. So what I remember from this is sweetness. It was a vanilla sweetness from my test strip on at Sephora. So we'll see if I still get that sweetness. Yeah. It has a little bit, you know what? It's got a little bit of freshness to it. I don't know if it's citruses or something, but it's still dark. And it still has that sweetness, and it has that, I don't consider this bubblegummy. It's the sweetness is more vanilla sweetness. Good blend. Yeah, really one of those sweet fragrances. It doesn't stand out, but, and I know a lot of you think that I'm going to hate this fragrance. I don't. I like it. It's okay. It reminds me of, you know, those genres, you know, the 1 million Privés, the Armani Code Profumos, you know, the sweetness, but darker sweetness, which I'm okay with. And you go see my Armani Code Profumo, you know, it's not a 10 out of 10, but it's a solid fragrance. And this is around that realm. You'd wear this for the same occasions that Armani Code Profumo you would wear, or a 1 million Privé. It's got that air of, I wouldn't say sexiness, but it has some sort of warmness to the fragrance, if that makes sense. It's soft. It's well blended. I like it for a mainstream designer release that's going to go against all those bigger names. I know the bigger names are going to sell more than this thing, but this one's actually pretty decent. So if you're looking for that type of fragrance, this may be one that I can't wait to put on my skin. I love these type of fragrances that it may not test my nose, but I think it'll be good for nighttime wear. And I love those kind of designer releases. So next is the pièce de résistance, the niche. Sorry, my throat is done. It's from the Oud Stars collection from Xerjoff. I don't own any Oud Stars from Xerjoff. I tested out the whole line when they first came out. I sampled them all. I came out lukewarm with the Oud Stars. I don't own any for a reason. I own over a dozen Xerjoff fragrances. I haven't bought a Xerjoff fragrance in 3, maybe 4 years. It's been a while. I'm a huge fan of the brand. Huge fan of the brand. I love Xerjoff fragrances. They're built like horses. These fragrances don't even, they should lay down right now because the Oud Stars is going to kick its butt as far as complexity, as far as quality goes. That's not just because it's expensive or it's niche. It just is. This one called Mamluk. And this was one of those that I liked. And I think this is a new bottle. I haven't bought a new Xerjoff. Again, it's been years. I have all the older bottles from Xerjoff. Like my Kobe, my Neo, my Uden, my Xerjoff Richwood 1861. So we'll see what it looks like. Nice box. It's got that X right here. And it's been a while. Ooh. I love this. They got the paper going with the name. Ooh, it's not paper. It's nicely done. This is a nice presentation. This is a new presentation. This looks good. This is a good looking bottle. What is this? Why are they? Oh, you can actually lift it up to make it a presentation. Bottle looks good. I remember some of my Xerjoffs, the atomizers were shit. So I don't know if they've changed the atomizers. The presentation kicks. Holy crap. Presentation's beautiful. That bottle, I love that smoked brown, dark brown look. Mamluk. Man, it's been years since I've smelt this fragrance. Heavy caps as usual. This is this is what makes a fragrance head a fragrance head. You spend some money and you see the presentation, the bottle, it looks great, and you just can't wait to get your nose on it. So Mamluk, it's been years. It's been since you've been released, since I've smelt you. So this almost considered a blind buy because it's been a long time. Yeah. Oh, she's sweet. She's floral. This one is these Oud Stars. I always felt I felt like these Oud Stars were going to be way more fecal, and they're not that bad. This fragrance right here, yeah, it's got it's creamy, floral. It's got the sweetness. It's got a little bit of that darkness. Caramel and honey is the two notes that really describe this fragrance. And yeah, the honey and the caramel, not very thick, not very syrupy, just right. Plays well with the florals in this fragrance. I think, if I recall, jasmine was in this fragrance. Jasmine and osmanthus, I believe, are the two florals. There may be more, but that's. But the one thing is it's not too floral, but it is at the same time. I don't know. Anybody that smelt this fragrance knows what I'm talking about. Xerjoff is known for a lot of their citruses. I always talk about Xerjoff citrus, out of this world citruses. But their florals, on par. Their florals are amazing. And this fragrance, unisex all the way. You could almost say more feminine than masculine, but beautiful. Just sweet enough. Just floral enough. It's the blend that makes these two bow down. This is beautiful. It's very, I wouldn't say the complexity's there. I don't recall this fragrance being ever really complex. Again, I just wore it, I think, like twice, 2 samples, done with it. And I know that I came out as rating it like a 3 or 4 star out of 5 back then. And this is years ago. And this fragrance right now, very simplistic. There's not much going on, but it's blended so well. The quality's there. That's why it puts a smile on my face. Not the most masculine fragrance. I'll be honest. It's not. But it's beautiful. And it's funny because honey and caramel are always known as syrupy and very dense on notes. And in Mamluk here, they're not dense at all. They are just perfect. They work with the other notes very, very well. The florals are nice. Now, I think, I'm trying to remember, but I think some people describe this as animalic. And I know there's obviously there's going to be oud in this fragrance, um, but I'm not smelling anything animalic. Again, on my skin, it may be a different thing. These are the type of fragrances that you got to put on your skin. So beautiful, beautiful presentation. I forget how well the present. I guess I could bring these two boys back up. So again, as a haul, overall, very happy. This is, again, a decent release. I think it's going to do well on my channel. I can't wait to put it on my skin, just see how it goes. Same thing here. This is going to go against all the, a lot of high, a lot of the sweet designer fragrances that are huge. This one's on the darker end of things with the designer sweetness fragrances. And again, this could get lost in the shuffle. Well, with the review coming up of this fragrance, I'm going to do my first impression on my skin and then a full-fledged review in a few months. That's the telltale sign. Is this going to get lost in the Armani Code Profumos? Or, is longevity and projection really going to do something? Is the dry down really going to do something? And these are the type of fragrances. It doesn't challenge me, but it's pleasant to wear. I like wearing those type of fragrances. I really don't get sick. And those are my Le Male days coming out, my 1 million Paco Rabanne days. If you guys checked out my channel in 2009, you guys know I like sweet designer fragrances. If they don't have to be the highest quality, but really darker fragrances. And this one right here just reminds me of how great Xerjoff fragrances are. Holy shit. This even reminds me, have I even done a full-fledged review on a Xerjoff fragrance yet? I don't think I have. And I named off like half a dozen already that I own. So this may be my very first Xerjoff on my channel review. So it'll be nice to get something out. Beautiful presentation as usual. So again, thank you for watching. No need to vote or anything. I am going to do that once this, of course, this haul is taken out. I think we're in June. I got July's haul right here. So this is going to be the August haul on my channel technically. So I'll do a video on that. Subscriber's choice. You guys can vote which one you want me to review first. I kind of put these to the side now and focus on other fragrances that I need to review. So thank you for watching. I know this one ran a little late, and I'd love to hear your take on these fragrances. What do you guys think about them? Good or bad? Bash them to hell if you want. And I'd love to hear your take if you guys are watching still. There's a cologne version of this. Should I get that? Let me know if it's half decent. This, I got nothing for you. But this one, the Oud Stars, I'm trying to remember which other one. I liked another one. I have to go back in my Excel sheet that I have on all the samples I've been testing out. But it'd be nice to know what you guys think about the Oud Stars. My very first one of the Oud Stars. Which other one should I check out from Xerjoff? Thank you for watching. Have a good one.